What's up guys, Banished Duelist here, and today we're bringing you a D.D.D deck profile for May 2018. I won't keep you guys here for long, so without further ado, enjoy!
When you're ready.
Right.
This is Luke.
Hello, and this is going to be my D.D.D deck profile. As you can see, I've not separated into monsters, spells, and traps yet, but we've got the basic sort of monsters in the extra deck over here. So the first sort of few cards, you've got Lamia, which is basically your way into any of the synchros like Siegfried or Bright Armageddon or anything like that.
Yeah.
You got Necro Slime, which is dependent on graveyard, as is most of this deck. Necro Slime there will let you banish from your graveyard to fusion summon a monster using something.
Yeah.
It's by sending another thing from your grave. You have to run these at free in any sort of D.D.D deck. It's pretty much mandatory. Swell Slime also at free. It'll get you if you've got a Necro and Swell in hand. It can allow link plays or things like that by getting a monster out.
Yeah.
Then once you can then link away for something and then fusion by the Necro engrave with the Swell again.
Yeah.
You've also got free of Ragnarok. Ragnarok here is the key to a lot of your plays. It'll start off a lot of your combos. By banishing your Swell Slime Engrave, it will allow you to get your Ragnarok out from hands. And when Ragnarok's special summoned, it can bring back a D.D.D from grave. So say you've gone into, to ruin a bit of the extra deck, say you've got your Genghis out, you link that away with say a Kepler here, which is pretty dead when it's just on the field. But you link that away, you then banish your Swell Slime for a Ragnarok.
Yep.
You can then bring back your, I'm struggling for words here, for your Genghis.
Yeah.
Genghis,
Your
you then bring
extra
out your Lamia by getting rid of the card on field, D.D.D or Dark Contract related. And then once that's happened, you can then bring out another card on Genghis's effect.
Okay.
So it can enable a lot of combos.
It's
you can go
so
into,
combo heavy.
It is very combo heavy.
Don't forget its last effect. Do not forget its last effect.
Do not forget the last effect, you're right, and I've also moved on to the next card ahead of that.
No, that's
last effect, you can tribute a D.D.D on the field,
Yeah.
and then that allows you to banish one of your opponent's monsters by targeting it. Kepler will allow you to search for a Dark Contract. It does have a secondary effect. It can allow you to return a D.D.D or Dark Contract to hand. With that can be useful at times with certain cards, and if you don't want another card on field. But usually you'd use it for its searching effect to search for gates in most situations. Next we've got Thomas over here. Thomas.
All the way over there.
Way over there, yeah. It's a rank. It's a level 8, which it means it can be a trading target, as can Ragnarok. But it also in the if it's on the field, you can destroy one of your pendulum zones to get another level 8 DD out on the field.
Yeah.
So you could be a Ragnarok, it could be an Armageddon, anything like that, and that can allow you to go into XZ plays, anything like that. It can enable a few things there. I run that at 2. Also at 2, I run Ghost. Now this card, this can easily be dropped down to 1 or completely dropped entirely.
Yeah.
It's
Why
a threat.
is that?
So it enables you to go in some of the rank into your level 10 synchros a bit more often, but it can be surplus to requirement. It can send, when it goes to the grave, it can send a copy of something that's already engraved. So say you've got a Swell Slime engraved and you want to have another one engraved to special summon from hand to set up plays for other turns.
Yeah.
You can do that
Okay.
by the effect of that. And if you banish it with Necro Slime, the effect of Ghost will allow you to return a banished card back to your graveyard.
Oh, okay.
So it can set up plays, it can re-enable plays,
Yeah.
but it can be a dead draw most
cool.
of the time. Got 2 Armageddon, another one that
Damn,
can be...
this is monster heavy, isn't it?
It is monster heavy, it's a fairly monster heavy build, but this one you can either... if it's on field, it can gain attack equal to one of the monsters you lost this turn via battle. So say you lose Genghis to an attack, and your person then tries to attack over this as well. That's then gained 2/2 to go to 5/2, things like that. But if it's in a pendulum zone, it can boost up the attack of a monster by 800 D.D.D. So it can allow you to get a little bit more power over things. It can be inconsistent though.
Help getting over them big boys.
Exactly. We do run one Leonidas.
Yeah.
Leonidas you can run it more. It basically, if you take any kind of effect damage, whether it be through your dark contracts, whether it be against a trickster matchup or anything like that, any kind of burn damage, you'll gain that life back and you'll take no further effect damage.
Okay,
so
cool.
it can be a good tech card in most decks, or it can be good for stopping you losing life points off of the dark contract cards. I do run one Gamma Seal.
Pretty standard.
Seems a little bit random, but the Gamma Seal can also be used as obviously as a card, it can be tributed over one of your opponent's monsters, but it can also be a trade-in target as well if I need it to be.
Oh, okay.
So it's got a few different reasons for being in there.
Yep.
Got a Ghost Ogre. I don't like running too many hand traps. I do run this just in case it runs into some kind of trouble with anything like an Electromite or
stuff like that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, or anything like a diagram.
Pretty standard, that one.
Chaos Hunter is something that's really probably side deck worthy.
Start moving these over.
But this is to be the last of the monsters, so we can start putting these away.
Oh, okay.
But I run 2 Chaos Hunters.
We're probably going to
be side deck worthy. In honesty, it can be useful. It can near enough win you a trickster matchup sometimes, or against.
Oh, I know that.
You do know that. If you just get this out, they can't banish a hand, or Eater of Millions can't resolve its effect.
Yeah, things like
that. It can be good, but it's really probably side deck worthy. But
I think you only probably need the one in the side deck. I don't know.
Likely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I run it at 2. It's a bit of a risky one.
Yeah, it is. Anyway.
But I'm
on to spells.
On to spells, yeah.
You can't have many cards left, surely.
There's a few. There's a few left. Alright, so turn those over there. So we've got 3 Dark Contracts of the Gate. This card will allow you to search out most of your D.D monsters. You can search them, and it can enable plays to start. Pretty standard card. Run that free.
Standard.
You do run 2 Swamp King, Dark Contract with the Swamp King.
Yeah.
The reason you don't run it free is it can be inconsistent, but you don't want to run it at once in case someone gets rid of it. You've then lost it entirely in the deck. Or if Trickster Reincarnation happens, you've lost it for the game, things like that. It basically allows you to fusion summon using anything in your hand. So if you've got things that aren't a Swirl, Slime, say you've got a Necro Slime in hand.
It's basically just fusions.
Yeah, it's fusion related, and it will allow you to get out. I do run only 1 trade-in.
Yeah, pretty standard.
It's a toss-up between whether you decide to run 2 trade-in or 2 allure, and then reduce the other one down to 1. I personally, even though there's quite a few level 8s as mentioned with Armageddon, with Gamma Seal, and with the free Ragnaroks, you've got a few different monsters to target with this, but it seems to come up a lot less than Allure does. Allure, you've got a lot more dark monsters than you do level 8s.
Yeah.
It's not like it's something in Blue Eyes where you can just go constantly plus.
Yep.
1 for 1, very useful card. Run at 1 obviously because it is limited.
It's limited, yeah.
But the card allows you to pitch one of your important a card to grave. So say Swalter, then summon a Ragnarok per se, or a Necro Slime to then fusion summon from grave, anything like that. You can do that to then get a Lamia out on field without cost of bringing it back from grave. So it's a neat little card there. The 2 allures as mentioned.
Pretty standard, yeah.
Mentioned previously.
And then
we do main deck a Regeki and a Monster Reborn.
Nice.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
They're pretty simple cards.
Pretty much
pretty
there.
standard.
Yeah. Onto traps.
Onto the traps. There's not many left at all here. There.
Is that a crush card?
That is Crush Guard, yes.
Ooh.
So we're only on 3 traps, 2 of which being Crush Guard.
Okay. What's the last one there?
And the last one is Dark Contract with the Witch.
Oh, okay.
So you can send I believe it's a D.D.D, a D.D or a Dark Contract to grave to destroy or target and destroy one of your opponent's monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another effect of it being that in your opponent's turn, your fiend monsters, I believe it is, gain 1,000 attack points based off of this. So
cool.
it can give you a little bit more attack in those situations. But you don't want to run it at more than that, because as much as you can get a free destroy, it can brick a lot. So moving on to the extra deck, you've got a few different options you can go for on things here. I've only decided to run one link monster, which is Master King Archfiend. It's a card that's it's obviously 2 fiends, so it's easy to go into in DDs. You can go into this with a Genghis and a Kepler, anything like that. It can get rid of things like that.
Yeah.
As actually going back to the Crush card, one of the main reasons it's in here is you don't want to leave an attack position Kepler if you have to normal summon it.
Yeah.
It's a way to get rid of that and then make your opponent go negative on what they're doing. But it's got a few different effects. You can choose to pay a certain amount of life points to, I believe, it's special summon from deck a monster. And this, with some of the monsters' values, it's either attack or defense.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring in, I believe, Lamia's a 1/9 defense, a 100 attacker. So you can pay 100 to bring out the Lamia, 300 for, I believe, a swirl. 200 for a swirl, 300 for a necro.
Yeah.
So it can cheaply get you out some monsters you need to then do further plays with. Then
what else we got?
We've got a Odd Eyes Meteor Burst.
Okay.
So this is usually used if you go into Genghis. You then have Lamia to get that to go up into that. It's usually a middle sort of play. Then go up into something like a Bills or possibly a extender, but it also can get you your Ragnarok out from your Pendulum Zone.
Yeah.
So then that gets special summon, which then special summons a D.D.D from grave, and it then extends further. You then got a few similar monsters.
Similar set of things, just extending.
Well, not extending, but the sort of just generic level 8.
Pretty generic.
Pretty generic level 8s, and then Siegfried. Crystal Wing, Cypher Lord Omega, and then Siegfried.
Yeah.
Siegfried, for if you've got a few dark contracts out, you can gain life points back off that.
Yeah.
A few different effects off that. Beel's pretty standard. Can't be destroyed by battle and card effects.
Yeah. Gain
life points on damage taken. Crystal Wing, you can really only go into if you go into the Meteor Burst, but it's a good little option to. It can mess up a fair few people's days. Omega frees up an extra deck monster zone and gets rid of on your opponent's cards, so it can be a nice little card to use at points there. So next up, we've got our level 10 synchros.
Yep.
We've got Super Doom King Bright Armageddon, and then we've got D.D.D High King. Gust High King Alexander.
Oh no! Looking over the wrong bit.
Wrong bit. There's one there. Right. So Alexander, what he can do is he's a straight 3k beat stick, but if you control 3 other D.D.D monsters, he then gains another 3,000 attack.
Yeah.
And then he also has the effect of both of Genghis, where if you special summon a D.D, you can then bring out another one from grave that way. And I think it also works off normal summons. I'll have to check that. Normal summons as well. So you could just normal your Kepler search, and then you also get from grave.
Sweet.
You've then got Kali Yuga,
Yep.
who can be a very good card.
You can't remember what it did now. I used to use it.
You used to use it?
Basically, I used it in zoos.
You used to use it in zoos, but basically, when it hits the field off of 2 rank 8 DD monsters, of rank 8, level 8, it will then negate all other monsters on the field.
That's it.
And at least all cards on field. So it can shut down plays if someone's got a back row set up, or something can't be destroyed by this, or effects going off. It stops that from happening, and then you can go through your turn fairly worry-free.
Got a last few now.
We got D.D.D Super Doom King Dark Armageddon, Now, Bright Armageddon, and I have to check which one round this is. One's, I believe, cannot be targeted by card effects is Bright, and then the Super Doom King Dark Armageddon. What that one is you can attach a D.D pendulum, so obviously D.Ds go to pendulum zone when destroyed, so it can get you another bit of material on this.
Yeah.
But another neat effect of it is that it also stops you being destroyed by card effects pendulum monsters you control.
Oh,
A
okay.
few of the important ones are pendulum related, so you have a Doom King, your Ragnarok,
Yeah.
Leonidas, things like that. They're protected
Oh, that's
from
cool.
destruction,
Yeah.
and it's got a few different effects regarding things like that. But it's a bit difficult to go into, a bit more difficult than Kali Yuga, who's
That's
the
fine.
easier option. Just because you usually go into Kali Yuga, it probably has more beneficial effects, but I personally prefer Kali Yuga just because you don't require D.D.D monsters, which then limits it to two Ragnaroks,
Yeah.
or an Armageddon and a Ragnarok, etc. It's a lot more difficult to get into.
And then last few now.
Last
fusions.
few, we have two Genghis.
Yeah.
Genghis is a combo starter. Once you get that out,
Nice extender.
it is a very nice extender. It can summon out a monster card from your graveyard, and then that can enable other plays. We run one D-Arc.
Yep.
D-Arc is a very nice card. Again, it can stop you taking damage from your, or you can gain your life points. Sorry, for
From burn damage, isn't it?
from burn damage. So your Dark Contracts, Tricksters, anything like that. It can net you some pretty nice
gains
results
life
there.
Gains life points, yeah.
You've got your Beowulf.
Yep.
Beowulf is a one that inflicts piercing damage,
Yeah.
and it also, during your standby phase, allows you to destroy all back row on the field.
Cool.
So that can set back
Yeah.
players like Draco players. Don't enjoy that effect.
Paleos.
Paleo just hates it. Yeah, it's an effect that can mess up some people's days. And then we have
Let's top it off.
Caesar Ragnarok, who is. I don't go into them often. It's two D.D.Ds, which means you have to use Swamp King because Swell Slime, Necro Slime won't allow you to go into it.
Yeah.
But basically, the gist of it, 3/2, difficult to get over a lot of the time. But you can also basically return to your hand a DD or a Dark Contract to basically do what the equivalent of a relinquish and equip that monster to there. So if you equip that to an A Assault Core, it makes it immune to monster effects, things like that. So if you're up against ABCs, that can, if they swap out their Dragon Buster, you can then go, okay, I attack someone else and I'll nick your A.
Yeah.
Doesn't get affected by monster effects. They try and pop it with Dragon Buster, they can't.
Nice.
Things like that. So they have to go through that, plus it gains the attack.
Yeah,
so
nice.
it's pretty neat.
And that's it.
That is it.
Sweet.
That is the pretty messy, but that is the
D.D.D
deck profile.
Cool.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.